Alright, so, yeah, I don't know, you probably can't see this, but, in fact, I'm pretty sure you can't. But you remember I was talking about this is the heat shield for the manifold, and one of the bolts sheared off. I think I'm still going to work on that. I finally got some PB brake where I can try and get that bolt sheared off out of there, but I'm pretty sure, just looking at this, there's all this other stuff in this way, and that heat shield behind there is not coming out no matter what. So best thing you can do is just try and like lift this thing a little bit up, and you can't even really see it very well here, but, and actually I can't even lift it up right now because I got this wrench in here. So you kind of lift it up a little bit, push it this way, and then you can get a wrench up and around and start to loosen. I sprayed some PB brake on those bolts for the cat flange, the mounting flange for the cat, or the cat mounts to the manifold. And once you get a wrench in there and loosen those guys up, man, it's really tough to do it. But yeah, so once you get in there, then I was able to loosen it up. Now I can move this thing. But that's kind of what's going on. You just got to remember to get that cat off of there. Okay, well, just keep working at getting that cat off. Thanks. All right, so a couple things. I was working up there on that cat manifold interface, and then I started working around under here. There's a spot here. There's these two guys right there on this side of the cat. So I was thinking that cat might be kind of difficult to bring down, so I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect it from both ends. And so I pulled both of those bolts out, put some PB brake on there, and that worked. Got those guys loosened up, and now when I pull on the pipe, when I pull on this guy, he actually flexes. So I know it's loose, I just need to get it, you know, actually pull this section down first, and then I think I can get the cat out of there, or maybe play with it a little bit and see if I can pull it out. But of course, in order to drop this, I have to take out this frame section, because the whole thing is just above that. So I pulled those 3 bolts, put some PB brake on those. There's 2 more over there that I popped out, and there's 2 right here that I popped out, you can see. And then there's 2 more right up in here. I got one of them, and the other one, that one right there, you can see, I could not get it out. I actually destroyed, mangled 2 or 3 of my ratchet sets trying to get that out of there, because of course I don't have snap-on tools. And I tried to grab 2 more. There's 2 more right over there, and I couldn't get them out. So actually what I think I'm going to do is, it's this bolt right here and the regular nut that just goes with it. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut them out with a Dremel and come back and buy replacement bolt and nut to go with it. Or yeah, I'll probably just do that. So I think I'm going to cut those out with a Dremel, all 3 of them, and then this section should be able to drop down and do just replacements. I think those ones are those 3 that I'm having trouble with aren't coming out because oh boy, I really cranked on them really hard. I could not get them out. I stood on it with the ratchet, the air ratchet, for probably about close to 30 minutes on and off, and I put the pipe with the long handle on the on the long handle ratchet, and that didn't work either. Just mangled my ratchets. So of course maybe I should get snap-on tools or something, but I think it's not coming out because I think this thing is under tension. I think this vehicle had an accident with the previous owner in Tuscaloosa, I believe, was the police report, and so I think this frame, the outside rails are kind of pushing out, this side going this way and that side going that way, so I think this member here is under tension, and if I pop those 3, I may actually have a hard time getting this thing back in. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see and find out if I need to kind of pull the side rails back together with a screw or something, or a hydraulic. I don't know. We'll have to see what it's going to take to put this thing back in once I pop it out. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep going, and then I can eventually drop the exhaust system. These are the resonant chambers here. So I'm just going to keep working at it, and hopefully we'll get somewhere. I need to wait until I can make sure that I can buy new bolts and nuts before I go ahead and cut them off. And so in the meantime, I'm going to go to the other side and just work on that heat shield exhaust manifold cat interface, and the heat shield as well needs to be popped off on that side. So I'm going to stay busy with that for the rest of today, and probably resume next week on some of these bolts and cutting and all that business. Anyways, alright, see you next time. Bye. Alright, so I got the heat shield on the left side of the vehicle, which is where we're looking at now. You can see this is the steering column right here. There's the steering boot and the steering column right there. But the heat shield is kind of fallen down. So back behind that steering column is the actual exhaust headers. You can see them back there a little bit. Yeah, right there. It's a rusty looking part. Okay, so the heat sink, the heat shield kind of fell down a little bit. You can see it right here. Actually, when I pulled it off, all 3 bolts that were holding it on sheared off this time, even after spraying PB brake. So kind of frustrating there, but I'll have to remove the little stubs for the bolts that were holding that heat shield on. I did get the O2 sensor taken out. It's somewhere back in there. That was a little bit of a problem there because the connector up there, I'm having a hard time taking that out. These connectors are the worst. But anyway, so I did get the O2 sensor taken out. And then the bolts, I didn't get a chance to work on the bolts that mount the cat to the exhaust manifold. I haven't had a chance to work on that yet on this side. I sprayed some PB brake on them, so I'm hoping maybe it'll soak in over the course of the week while I'm gone for work. But I did get the ones down here on the bottom part of the cat taken out. I sprayed PB on them, and they came right out with the air ratchet. So no problem there. Just got to work on these guys up here, and then the whole thing should come right out of there. So yeah, there we are. Yep, just keep going. See you next time.